thought there was a fight lined up between you and Devin Haney.
You
Hey,
hey, bro, I tried my absolute hardest, bro. Everyone knows I tried my absolute hardest.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, those guys are scared of me.
damn, it's
Is
scared of
that
you like that? I mean, you did. Now you did. Look, after you did what you did to Ryan Garcia, now because Ryan fight everybody. What you did to Ryan, I mean, I don't see a whole lot of people jumping up there. You're like, hey, let me get rolling.
No, most definitely not. They could say that because from afar, but they don't mean it.
hmm
At the end of it, I done proved it because I sent him an offer. He said on video it was a favorable offer and all that stuff, right? His chance to unify and all that stuff. And then he said we outpriced ourselves. Which way? How do we outprice ourselves? We sent the offer. We sent the contract. The math ain't mathing.
Mm.
Mm.
Hey,
You
Rolly,
ain't.
I got a question for you. When it comes to boxing, obviously, I thought boxing was heading in the right direction with some of the fights we got last year, some of the fights we got earlier this year. Why is it so difficult for the fights that the fans want to see, like myself, like Unc, like Joe, and obviously those that are in the chat as well? Why is it so difficult the fights that we as fans want to actually see? Yourself against the Devin Haney, Haney supposed to fight Keyshawn Davis. Why are all these fights not happening?
Easy answer. Money. All these guys think that they're worth a lot more than what they actually generate.
Right.
And because of that, okay, so business is like this, right? This
Yeah.
costs this much money and it makes this much money. So when the number of it costs this much money is more than the I make this much, it costs this much money, but we only make this much money.
Right.
Then there's no point in throwing the fights, and all these guys are just outpricing themselves because every fight in boxing is going out of business. Sale. That's the
Mm.
problem. Very few
Mm.
fighters just sit down and fight everybody.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
So it's just the economics of everything. It's kind of just, like I said, I said this way back in, I don't even know, 2024.
hmm
I said, I'm for fighters getting paid. I'm not for fighters getting overpaid, bro.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Rolly. Do you think they're overpricing themselves because they really don't want to fight, or they're overpricing themselves because they think this is what? Because here say, I know my worth. I know my worth. And Ocho and I, we always say this: you're only worth what someone's willing to pay. If someone's
Exactly.
not willing to pay that, you're not worth that.
It's the truth. And it's a mix of both. I mean, they just don't want to fight me too, because I mean, dude, you saw what Ryan did to Devin, not training and partying and doing everything else that he was doing. He imagine if I hit him.
Mm.
I fought a
Mm.
focused Ryan. He fought I'm having fun partying all day Ryan. So imagine
So
if
you
I
say
hit
you
him.
Mm.
you not you knock Debo out?
Why are we calling him Debo? Didn't Debo get hit with a brick by Craig? He Debo on Craig.
Hey, you was
You
fast with
ran.
that one. That was a good one. That was a good one. You was fast with that. Was a good one. That was a good one.
So
The,
what
the,
can
the, the
what
only
can we
thing that
what,
Devin and Debo got in common is they like to hop on bikes and run around and ride around. They ride around as far away from the danger.
hmm
Yeah.
what can we expect for this fight? You and Tiafimo.
Fireworks. What else, dude? You got two aggressive punchers going in the ring, and honestly, I gotta give this.
Talking to a few people that Liam Paro and George Kambosos could be a fight made for Liam's IBF welterweight title. Liam will have voluntary defence, having won the IBF. Obviously, George isn't ranked, but they're fairly confident that with a win in the next sort of 6 months, put him into the top 15 of the IBF rankings at welterweight, especially as a former IBF champion at a lower division. That could happen. And if that happens, if that fight gets made, there's talk of just turning it into this big sort of super domestic grudge match sort of card. So you'd have Paulo and Kira, and a few other of those things, which I'm all for. If they can get this done, I reckon it's a fantastic idea.
So does George need to have a fight against
Yeah.
someone else first?
Yes. Yeah, George will need a fight at welterweight to get put up into the rankings.
Can Liam hold off until then?
Well, I think he can even have more than one voluntary defence, but I don't think that they'd rush him to defend.
Okay.
From sort of talks I've had, it's obviously and look, obviously Liam and his camp want to go Devin Haney and unify in a huge fight overseas, and obviously that if you're Liam and his team, that's the way to go. That's what you want to do. There is bad blood between the two groups, between the two camps, Paro and Kambosos, so it's a great domestic matchup. But I mean, yeah, if you're Paro's crew, obviously you'd want the Haney fight, but the Kambosos one is something they've been talking about as well.
What's good, YouTube family? It's your boy KB back to get boxing is just due, man. And y'all seen the clips Y'all seen the clips? What the hell is going on in Haney land? Art Man, Page and Art Man, the president of the Haney Hoes and Haney Land. What's going on out there in Team Haney Land? Art Man, what's going on, man? Y'all about to lose another unification to a old foe in Parro-Kambosos? Are y'all going to allow Lynn Paro to slip out the back door and make a fight with Parro-Kambosos, somebody y'all beat back to back in Australia, 24 rounds straight, taking him to school, taking his belts, you know what I mean, and turning them into irrelevancy? Are y'all going to let that kind of opponent snatch away what could be a potential unification because y'all rather openly negotiate online a bunch of fights that you're not going to make, and then when it's time to actually make a fight, you claim that these guys are ducking you or everybody's pricing themselves out? Well, Bill, you was on record saying that you had, money on deck, an extra mill for Keyshawn Davis. If you got an extra million for Keyshawn Davis, you should have a fight scheduled right now. Why does Team Haney not have a fight? The only team in boxing that I've seen openly negotiate with about 6 different people and not one fight get made. And you hearing it from, the boxing space that this fight with Lynn Paro and Parro-Kambosos is something that they've been talking about. There's some bad blood there. It could be a big thing maybe over there in Australia. Parro-Kambosos has a really big name over there in Australia. And Lynn Paro is, respected in Australia as well. His name is not as big as Parro-Kambosos, but you get my drift. They both from the down under, right? And it will be a cool fight over there. But Devin Haney needs to do something right now or run the risk of losing another fight, which would be a unification to an old foe. We seen the Rolly unification fall out. And now a guy that turned Devin Haney down and Teofimo Lopez accepted the fight willingly, and they made it 1, 2, 3, and now they're fighting this weekend. So they're getting it started at welterweight. A lot of people are waiting for Devin Haney to see who he's gonna fight, myself included. I want to see him fight somebody, hopefully a respectable name. But at this point, since Keyshawn Davis didn't accept the fight, I understand if he goes a Jack Catterall route or even Lynn Paro. They're talking about Parro-Kambosos and maybe Lynn Paro for 2027. So maybe that leaves room for Devin Haney to still negotiate a fight with Lynn Paro and possibly secure unification. But if that fight happens, I just don't see the next fight being Parro-Kambosos and Lynn Paro. But maybe so, because that's a unification. I think Devin Haney's going to beat Lynn Paro. He'll be unified, which will be dope at 147. But I don't know if after taking a loss and losing your title is the next fight Parro-Kambosos, or maybe it is because it's a fight that they maybe can still sell, especially in Australia. They have bad blood, like the gentleman mentioned in the video. So we're going to see, man. Team Haney, y'all got to do something, man. Y'all got to secure a fight. You supposedly signed a 4-fight deal with the Zone. According to Bill Haney, you took less money to do it. So y'all got to make it make sense. The next opportunity is right in front of y'all if y'all play your cards right. It's either unification or Jack Catterall. At this point, I don't see nobody else that he could fight. And I just think those fights going to be a bit underwhelming if you just look at all the different teams and fighters that they negotiated with. And for those two to be the last 2 fighters, seems like y'all going to end up having to overpay these guys to get in the ring for an underwhelming fight. Well, we're going to see how all this play out, but that's my thoughts, man. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about all this. Is Devin Haney running the risk of losing another unification to a former foe in Parro-Kambosos? What's going on in Haney land, man? Art Man, Fart Man, LinemanApparel.com. Somebody tell me something. What the hell is going on out there? They can't make a fight. They got all this money. They supposed to be the face of boxing. They got a contract worth over $100 million, right? But they still have no opponent. And as always, get in the comment section. Let me know if I gave boxing its just due, because that's what I do over here, Just Do Boxing. Till the next one, I'm out. Peace.